Got a gameplay here just showing you guys how to play doubles on Abandon. So, just jump right into it and say off the start, it's a very common thing for some teams to push through Ring 2, so I'm always pre-nading right there. My teammate Brendan is going for the sniper right off the start, as he usually does, and that's basically what you want to do on Abandon, is always control that sniper. That's how you're going to win this map. And you'll see right now we're just sitting on beach, which is basically the whole idea of Abandon and doubles, with that sniper spawning there every 2 minutes on a dynamic spawn. The best thing to do is to hold beach. Right here was a really bad play on both our parts. Brendan got a guy one shot and he decided to chase after him, but basically he just got ambushed by the other guy and lost the sniper, so we've lost snipe control at this point. So we're trying to make sure they don't establish any sort of like control over the other side of the map, and he cleans up a kill. I think that guy's snipe as well, I'm not too sure. Oh, I know he actually didn't have it. But yeah, so it's just a very close game at the moment, and we're just looking to wait for that sniper to spawn back in a few seconds. I get spotted here after Brendan dies, so I pre-nade this point right here to close it off, and then I look behind me. So I'm basically controlling both points of entry by pre-nading one and then looking at the other one. Pick up an easy double melee on this guy, and then we double team the other guy. He could have maybe backed down at this point, but he probably would have died. But anyway, so we got a tied game at this point, and they're trying to get snipe control, so we spot that guy, but then this guy made a very unwise decision to shoot us. What he should have done there was basically wait for both of us to push on his teammate, because Brendan and I would have focused on this guy quite a lot, and if he instead just waited for us to move off for a little bit and then tried to like backsmack us or shoot us when we're completely not looking, then he could have easily cleaned us up, because if he started shooting one of us, the other one would have had to... Sorry, if he just backsmacked one of us or started shooting one of us quite late, callouts always travel slower than actual game sound, so you're always going to hear that game sound first rather than your teammate's callout, so you've always got to keep that in mind when you're trying to push on one of the players or both of them, is that if you shoot them, they're going to react a lot quicker than they would if you backsmack one of them. So right now, this is basically an ideal setup we've got on right now. I'm controlling Grey, and I've got a DMR to discourage them from pushing too far. And Brendan's got snipe control in his usual spot, and this is basically the kind of setup you want in Abandon. Off the start, you're definitely not going to get railgun if you're both going to go for snipe, because you don't want to send like one player to railgun, one player to snipe, because if both of them go to... like, it's just not going to guarantee you power weapon control of either. Like, you could both lose your individual battles, or you could just forfeit one power weapon to one guy, have a death on, and lose a kill and a death, and then you'll get the other power weapon, but you're already one down. So you both want to make sure you push towards one power weapon. And in this map, in my opinion, it's better to control snipe over railgun. Even though they're picking up a few kills here, I don't know why we're actually pushing up here. We should probably just both sit on beach, especially since we have the lead. I should have just completely backed down here, but that guy gets a nice railgun on me. So now it's a tied game. And if we can establish some snipe control, it'll definitely swing to our favour. Yep, there's snipe right now. So we should just be looking here. We're just going to sit here. And this is a really good rock to sit behind. Like, there's a couple of places you can sit if you're the non-sniper. You can sit behind this area. You can sit around this area to make sure they don't flank around the main rampish area. Or you can sit in Grey Forest to make sure they don't push through Grey Forest. In terms of breaking the beach setup when the other person is sniped, unfortunately it's completely dependent really on the people sitting at beach to actually miss their snipe shots. you've got to almost hope that that sniper just doesn't get one or both of you one shot, and that's basically what's going to give you the beach control. If you get shot by that sniper just once, you're going to have to back down and you can't really make a push. So I think Brendan makes one of the guys one shot here, which is why he tries to almost push up a bit, and which is why I start to move up a bit as well, but we shouldn't really push too far. So you notice here that I'm not pushing too far. I'm just kind of like making sure that if Brendan gets in trouble, I can still help him out. Feel like they're making a push now, and they take Brendan out, and I'm hush shield, so I know I can't push. And I hear footsteps around me, but the other guy makes a good push around with Railgun and gets me by surprise. So they've got power weapon control right now, and we've got a tied game. So Brendan and I are going to be yet. So I think that was the sniper that Brendan took out there, but we've still got a sniper in the hands of one of them. I don't know why he's sitting main ramp. He should be looking to push back the beach. Yeah, sitting around big tree is definitely not the place you want to sit with snipe. It's just too easy. Yeah, this was a bad decision on my part. Tried to get a back smack, but I just gave them snipe, which is pretty bad on my part. Brendan gets shot, so he can't chase after the guys, so we're both separated at this point. But Brendan somehow makes it all the way back to the beach quite quickly, and we're going to get snipe control again. So I'm just waiting for him to get it, and I was baiting the sniper rifle, just making sure they don't push for it. I win my individual battle here, so we're both looking for the other guy at the moment. But he doesn't make a push, so, oh, there we go, he's on big tree. So Brendan's just looking to defend me at this point. Whenever your guys is one shot and you're full shields, you want to make sure that the other team doesn't make a really hearty push on you. So you want to just like poke yourself out and basically just stop them from getting anywhere near your one shot teammate. I'm just kind of patrolling this area, making sure they don't push around here. I can kind of poke out and be a little bit more confident because I know that Brendan's got a sniper. And when you've got a really good sniper on your team, you can be a lot more confident in your movements that you can maybe get to like half shields and not even put shots on another guy because you're confident that your teammate can stop them from pushing too hard on you. Brendan gets taken out at this point, so I'm just sitting back waiting for him to respawn and making sure they don't get any map control. So I'm just being a thorn in their sides. This guy runs all the way back because his teammates somehow committed suicide. There was a host change there, which is why the announcer said Infinity Slayer again. So his teammate, I think, walked off the edge and committed suicide. It's unfortunate, but it's just Halo. So Brendan and I put shots in that first guy, so I knew that he wouldn't really push out too much. So we both focus on this guy and make a really good cleanup of both of them. That's a good display of like flanking tactics where you want to be able always have like, if you can, flank around and shoot the enemy in the back while they're focusing on your teammate. So like even though I was like one shot there, I flanked around and Brendan was full shields, so I could confidently put shots on that guy and know that he would still be focusing on Brendan. So I know there's a guy still at purple, or they might make a push through purple, so I'm just kind of watching that area. And that's a good example of like why you want to have a good sniper on your doubles team, on Abandon especially, is if you can just get those one-off snipes. Those are huge, because for one, they not only get you a kill, but they also buy you some time, so you know that for at least 10 seconds or so, the other team is not going to make a push because there's only one of them alive. So Brendan's just making sure that guy doesn't push me, which is why he's focusing on him. And you can see he's trading shots with the guy now, and I look out because I think he called out he was one shot, but we've got to be wary of that guy pushing around Grey Forest, which is why we both decide to focus on this guy. We notice that they're split up, so we're going to focus on one guy and know that his teammate's going to be quite a while away to help him. So I'm one shot here, Brendan's full shield, so Brendan can focus on that guy and then easy back smack on that guy to bait and switch. Like I was saying before, to break this setup, you've basically got two options. You can either go both into Grey Forest, because it's got the most cover, so it can help you get cover from that sniper. Or you can decide to send one guy who has to play very passively around Grey Forest and make both teammates focus on him, and then put the other guy going around like Purple main ramp, or through what's the call out for this area? I don't know, but just you can either send one guy through Grey, you can either send both through Grey Forest, or one through Grey Forest and one down the other middle of the map. So you're always going to have to send one guy through Grey Forest, because if you push around Purple side, you're basically sitting out in the open, so it's really easy to get shot by that sniper, and it'll prevent a push by your team. So I'm kind of being a bit of a power weapon whore, but Brendan and I are really confident that this game is in the bag. I mean, we got like a 10 kill lead, and Brendan just got a nice double kill there, so we're pretty confident that we're going to win this game, and I get a good spawn on this guy before cleaning him up. So we're just like kind of mucking around at this point, because with 12 kills ahead, the other team, like, you noticed that it was quite a close game towards up until like halfway through, and then we just started holding the beach setup really well. Just having Brendan put in body shots to people, and also them making individual pushes. Like, as soon as you get one teammate down, you definitely don't want to make a push unless you're guaranteed to clean both of them up and they're both one shot or something like that. Brendan gets a sick no scope, and then I back smack the other guy. So yeah, that's basically how to control abandon and doubles. So